Hi everyone, I'm Nick, as you all may know, and I have a cold. So if I'm coughing throughout the entire video, I apologize. But I just filmed like a video that I'm not going to use. Yeah, it was just bringing me back, and I was like, I don't want this suddenly. So, and then my camera ran out of room anyway, so I was just like, you know what, we're not gonna do this. Plus it was really long. So, since I'm already here, and I already like energized myself for filming, and I already drank a bunch of water and everything, I just decided I'd just make a video because, you know, I'm feeling good about myself. And I just wanted to talk about some stuff. I didn't plan about it. I've just had like a couple of things in mind I just wanted to talk about. I don't really care who watches this. I don't care how much it gets watched. I just felt like talking about my life right now to the camera or the internet. Hello. So I think the first thing I wanted to talk about is that, like, my plans for the summer. Because every summer I make plans and I'm like, oh, I want to do this and I want to do this and I want to do this, and then I never do. And it's because the reason that I never did any other time is because I didn't believe in myself, and I felt like I was being dragged down by mental illness. So I just would constantly I would have the things that I want to do, and then I would try, and I would get really frustrated with myself, and then I would get really mad, and then I would feel really bad about myself, and then just all this perfectionism would just come down on me, and then I felt like I'd feel really bad about myself, I'd feel bad about my abilities. I just got a text. I would, I don't know who it is. Okay, I'm back. It got really hard for me, and it would crush all of my creative dreams. Every time I wanted to do something, I would get ideas, and then I would try to do them, and then it wouldn't be as good as I wanted them to be, and I would get really mad, and I would be like, oh, I'm such a horrible musician, I'm such a horrible artist, I'm nowhere close to where I should be. And I was like really young, I was like 15, and I was like comparing myself to all these older artists and musicians, and that really brought me down for a really long time. And it got to the point where the perfectionism was so bad that I stopped writing music, and like, I think the last full song I wrote was in 2016, and that's really been really hard for me because I've done this stupid thing, I've done an awful thing, and I've made it in my head where my entire sense of like purpose and my entire sense of worth is based off of my musical ability. So when I can't do it, then I feel like I don't deserve to be here. I feel like I don't deserve to like be alive. I feel like there's no reason for me being alive. It's bad. It's so bad. And so that was really tough to go through. And like last summer, I had already like given up on trying to write new music, and the winter before I decided, okay, I have these songs that I had finished from like that I'd written from like being 14 and 15 and 16, and I'll just record them. I'll record them and I'll release them and it'll be fine. But here's the thing. I mean, I kind of have some recording equipment. I have I have what's necessary to record it. I have an audio interface, digital, I have a digital audio workspace, I have a DAW, and so I started trying to record them, but then I realized I don't know how to master and mix them, and then I also realized that I can't sing the songs that I wrote because I never learned a good tone of voice to use for it, so I got frustrated with that. And so I was like, okay, during summer I'm just gonna finish recording, I'm gonna learn how to mix and master, and I'm gonna finish it. And last summer I never did because I just got so frustrated with myself, and it made me, I didn't want to fall into depression again like I usually do over the summer. I didn't want to do that. And it was like the very beginning of summer. I'm like, I can't start this now. We cannot do this or else I'm just gonna have the worst summer. So I just gave up trying. And So now this summer, that's what I want to do, because okay, here's the thing. It got to a point. I was in choir in high school, and that was something I could always really depend on because I'm a performer. I love to sing, and having a platform for singing like that, I guess a platform, I don't know, an outlet to sing like that was so healthy for me because it's something I love to do. It's what I want to do with my life, and it helped me realize that. So, in high school I was in choir, and then when I got out of high school I no longer had that platform. And I went to college and I didn't try out for any groups, which was a mistake. And you'll see why. But, so fall quarter of college starts. I'm thinking, fresh start. I don't have to go through the things I did in high school. I don't have to deal with the people I did in high school because that was kind of traumatic. I don't have to, I can get a fresh start. I can start healing from mental illness and trauma that I've gone through. And then I got there and it was really hard. I had a really hard first quarter because there were so many new people and my mental illness was not getting better, and it was such an unfamiliar environment and I was having a really hard time adjusting. Plus, I did not have a musical outlet still, and there was still all the perfectionism that kept me from doing what I wanted to do, and it was awful. And it got to a point where in November I started getting really suicidal. I'll put a trigger warning at the beginning of the video, I guess. It started getting really bad because I didn't believe in myself. I thought I had ruined myself because I had pushed myself with perfectionism too hard, so I would never get to be anything. I never thought I would accomplish anything, and I could never recover from it. And I didn't believe in myself. Academically, I'm like, why am I here when my only purpose is to sing? I didn't believe in my abilities anymore because the creativity and depression was just keeping me from practicing too, and it was bad. And all these things just came together, and it got to a point where I was like, why am I here? What's the point? I'm not enjoying this. I'm having a hard time. I still can't make friends because that's the problem that I'm struggling still with high school. And yeah, it got to a breaking point, and by the end of the quarter I didn't think I was going to make it to 2018. So I guess I'm gonna be telling this story now. I think it was December 8th was the point where I think I was in the most danger, and I didn't feel like I could do anything about it. I didn't want to talk to anybody about it. I didn't feel like I could. I was too overwhelmed with the quarter to like go talk to therapy at school, even though that was an option. And I just didn't believe in myself at all, and I thought I'd ruined everything, and I was struggling in the quarter kind of, and I think on that day I had to finish an essay, and the depression was so bad that I wanted to kill myself instead of finish the essay. And then later that night I had to go to a study group for one of my classes because nobody could figure out what the professor wanted. It was so bad. Anyways, and I had to walk around for like half an hour before that just to make sure that because I had to go or else I was probably not going to do well in the class. I had to go to that. So it was so bad. So that was the worst day, and I thought I was in grave danger on that day. And then 2 days later, I was thinking about how I miss choir, and I was like, damn, when I think of choir, I think of pentatonics. So I went on Spotify and I was like listening to like their Christmas music, and I was like, wow, this brings me back. I was listening to like Mary Did You Know and Hallelujah and all the good stuff. And then suddenly I remembered, I think there's something called Superfruit that Scott and Mitch do. I don't know what that is. Let me look it up because I have nothing better to do because I don't want to study for my finals, obviously. So I look it up. Guy is the first video that pops up. I click on it, and like, okay, most of the image of like Mitch and Scott in my head were from the Daft Punk video of Pentatonics. That was my image of them. And I hadn't seen much of them since their Christmas special on TV in like 2016, because I had recorded that and watched it a billion times. But I wasn't like a fan of Pentatonics yet. I wasn't like a fan compared to now. But I watched the video. I knew Mitch was gay. I think I thought Scott was straight, or I barely knew he was not straight. But I watched the video, and I think it was kind of like a jaw drop moment for me. I had to watch it several times because I was so in awe. I was so in shock. I was like, I immediately attached to Mitch. I was like, that. I think the immediate thought was, that's what I would be if I had an ounce of confidence, or if I had half as much confidence as he does. I could be that. And that's so good, because there was no way on earth that on my own that I would have any kind of belief that I could do anything like that, or like have any sort of confidence. But I was like, I think I see that in myself, and that was huge. So that's why I ended up watching the video like 50 times and still keep watching it. And so I kind of like freaked me out. I don't know how to say it, but I was like, holy shit. Suddenly I'm very attached to you. And I guess now it's a hyperfixation, special interest, I don't know what to call it. It's some sort of ADHD related thing. And emotional attachment. And that's another thing. I wasn't emotionally attached to anybody because that's like a result of like trauma or whatever. And I felt so detached from everyone, and I didn't feel like I could reach out to anyone, and I was so tired of feeling alone and like I couldn't connect to anything. And so there was something finally that I could say, wow. It's a lot. And things just changed a lot from there, because fall quarter was still really hard, but I spent so much more time on self-care because of Mitch, because I was like, wow, I could be that if I really wanted to. And it slowly helped me start believing in myself again. And it was the recovery I needed, I guess, because I had started getting better with mental illness like over the summer and stuff, and like through senior year of high school. I had started getting better, and fall quarter was quite a shock to me that I had fallen so far back that it kind of felt like I was in my sophomore year again. So, so many things started changing. I started caring about how I looked. I was like taking a shower more often, and I wore earrings, and I stopped wearing sweats to class every day. I started working out because I was like, I'm not taking care of my body, and I'm not healthy at my weight, so I should lose some weight and eat healthier. So that's what I did, and I'm still going because I want to be healthier. And another thing, I started getting more comfortable with the feminine side of myself, because for a long time in my brain I never felt trans enough, because I'm non-binary. I never felt trans enough a lot, and I would try to push the masculine side of myself out more, and I sort of ignored the feminine side because it made me feel less trans. But Mitch kind of helped me get more in touch with that. I'm like, okay, it's okay to be feminine, it's okay to be flamboyant. And it also helped me figure out my gender identity a little better, because I started realizing, okay, maybe I am a guy, or maybe I'm something like a guy, but I'm just feminine about it. And I started to be more okay with that, and now I'm starting to express it more, which I never realized was something I was afraid to express. I only have 5 minutes left for this video, but I think it'll be enough. So feminine side. So many other things started changing. Oh, I started singing again. I started singing. I started preparing to audition for the a cappella group at school. And then I did. And then I also auditioned for an a cappella group that Scott Hoying is starting. That I didn't make it to either of those, but I also auditioned for a musical. I started believing in myself, and I started doing things, and I started practicing my singing because I was like, wow, I want to be that good. I want to be good like Mitch. And I mean, we have similar vocal ranges, and that was like, finding that, I was like, I feel so validated. So there's that. So many positive changes, and I really spent winter quarter trying to take good care of myself, because I was like, this is what matters now. I'm done not believing in myself. I want to be better. So that's what I did winter quarter. And then spring quarter was all the auditions that I just spoke of, and I'm feeling so much better, and I'm applying for jobs and stuff, and gosh, I just have improved so much because of Mitch and pentatonics, and they keep me going, honestly. And now I've told you that story. It's on the internet now. Hi. So there's that. And so the whole reason for bringing this up is that now I think I'm getting to a point where I'm starting to believe in myself. And I haven't tried writing music in a really long time. I haven't tried recording music since last summer. I haven't tried a lot of things in a long time because I've been too afraid to do it because I don't believe in myself. I didn't believe in myself. I'm starting to now. So this summer I want to record some covers. Possibly. I don't know about that yet. Okay, the main things for the summer. 1, I want to get a job, but most of that is because of 2, I want to see Panasonic, and I want to meet them. And I want to thank them personally for saving my life. 3, I want to finish recording the EP thing. I think it's like 3 songs. But I want to finish recording it, and I want to release it. I have a date set for myself, August 17, and if it's not done by then those songs are never seeing the light of day. So I have that date. I want to do that, and which would mean in the meantime I would have to practice singing more, and I would have to learn how to do mixing and mastering, and that's good knowledge to know. That's a good thing to know. And then I guess the last priority would be like making more of these videos, or like recording covers, and just generally taking care of myself, because I want to be a better person. I also want to make a few videos about like gender and sexuality and stuff, so we'll see how that goes. So those are my goals for the summer. I think that's why I wanted to make this video, was like my goals for the summer, but it took me a long time to get there. Because I don't know, I just felt like talking about stuff. So I don't know who's gonna watch this video. I don't even know if I'm gonna upload it, but I've been talking for way too long. So yeah, that's basically it. I don't know what kind of covers I'm gonna do. I have a couple of ideas. I think I want to try doing one person a cappella thing. I think I want to try some acoustic stuff, and I want to stop being so perfectionistic about my covers, because that's why it took me like a year to do the Pavlov cover that I uploaded last year. I'll just do more covers that are like me sitting in front of the camera with an acoustic guitar, instead of like trying to record it like properly, because I think if I do that more, then it'll also help me believe in myself more. And I think these things that I'm planning to do will also help me believe in myself more. So, wish me luck that I can actually do that this summer. I'm gonna try my hardest. As soon as I don't have a cold anymore, I'm praying that I can do more things and I can start my life and accomplish things and believe in myself and be happy